Now, the information about the BeautyTeck is on this website here, and in this presentation we're going to talk about the BeautyTeck, his technical specifications, and we're going to give you a bit of history about it. So now the lowest part. Why have we done this? We have designed this this device, and when we have designed it in 2013, and we have designed it because at the time there weren't anything else available on the market. The similar devices had only 3 power levels, the Plexer being one, with one device per power level. So we wanted to give something that was much better. Was lightweight. Say for example, the Plexer at the time was already sold in a big box of 7 kilograms. So we wanted to provide something that was very versatile and portable. And we had designed the BeautyTeck, which is still cutting edge at the moment, still. But we're working on another one. One of the characteristics of the BeautyTeck is that its lowest power level is the lowest that is on the market for similar devices, and it's far lower than the lowest power level. Say for example, for the Plexer device, so the white one, we made sure of that. It's so low that people, when they first get it, they say they cannot get the arc at the lowest power level with 3 battery configuration, but it's quite normal. It's been designed that way, so you may not want to use at the lowest power level. It's up to you, but we give you the option. So on the lowest power level was designed so that you've got a more versatile device than any other devices available on the marketplace, and also so that you can operate it very, very safely, especially for upper eyelid tightening. And this allows you to also perform eyelid tightening, upper eyelid tightening, without sometimes even getting swelling, because this has happened on a number of occasions when we used it at lowest power setting. And also the lower power setting, the fact that you're able to vary the power setting gives you a huge advantage when you're doing the treatment, especially if the client feels a bit of pain. By just reducing the power level, you can reduce that feeling of pain dramatically as well. But if you use very good numbing products, that's not going to be the case. But sometimes if you're using regular numbing products, there's still a bit of pain or of sensation in the area. The area is still a bit sensitive, so you can actually play with the power level to have the customer to be more comfortable. Also, this allows a better treatment and comfort for people which are particularly sensitive, and this is the point which I actually just made. And this makes this unit better suited to plasma eyelid tightening than most other units that are on the market. Most other units that are on the market have only 1 power level. We can give you one example. Say for example, the Accord device seems to have only 1 power level, which we don't think is a very good idea, to just have 1 power level. Other people have said that having multiple power levels is a dangerous thing, is against the law, and or against what the regulators say, which is not true. It's just a sheer advantage. If you think, would you want to have 1 power level, several power levels? So we give you several power levels, and the highest power level is the highest there is on the market. But we're going to go into that shortly. So the highest power level is the highest power level that there is on the market that we know of, the other devices that we know of, even higher than the red Plexer. I wouldn't say just higher, I'd say many times higher. And we have the Plexer device, so it is several times higher. It's not just once, 1 times higher. Also, what the guys, the Plexer guys claim is that, claimed for a number of times, their claims change depending on the waves, on the of what was going on. But they even claimed that the three devices had different frequencies. We have the device, so the three hand pieces have different frequencies. We put it to the test, and it doesn't seem to be the case. The frequency that we have recorded is pretty much the same for the three devices. Basically, the way they regulate the power levels by changing the power transformer that they have there. But again, this is not just something that I say, it's just because I've studied that particular device. Then it has far more settings than any other devices that there are on the market up until today. So there's no other device that's got as many power settings as the BeautyTeck has. It's truly portable. You don't need to get a redundant charging station, which is actually, in the case of the Plexer, has been designed that way to make the device look more expensive. That's the only purpose of it. From a technical point of view, we looked at it. There's been, again, a number of claims, but when you looked at it electrically, this is what it does. Actually recharges the three hand pieces, and it doesn't have anything else, any other purpose that we know of, other than make the device look heavier and bulkier, which justifies a higher price. But we've taken this all out. So with the BeautyTeck, you're able to not only have a better device that you can operate, but also carry it around really, really easily. Now, one of the strong points of the BeautyTeck is that it has a really proven treatment efficacy and safety. Now, we have proven this over the years, because we had a number of challenges, especially at the beginning, because we were coming against the big players in the market. So they tried to make claims of unsafety of our device, which we have been able to disprove one by one. And today is the safest device on the market with proof, because we have this documented using several videos, and we've got the before, after, and healing progressions for the several treatments, and much more are coming up. So we're going to be undisputed on this particular safety issue and efficacy. So if you want to have a device that is proven to be effective, the BeautyTeck is the device you want. If you want to have the one that is proven to be safe, this BeautyTeck is the safest there is, as far as we know, because of the real track record that we have and we've published. So it's not as if we just say it, you can actually go and check it out yourself. Currently is available also in the UK for rent, and we have the our online training platform has been designed initially for the BeautyTeck website, but we're actually going to change it and make it more encompassing for other devices as well, because what we find is that some people have used, I keep using it to the daily, on a daily basis, our BeautyTeckPlasma.com, which is the best online training platform there is on the market right now for free, are using it to train themselves with the use of other devices. So, and the BeautyTeck has really the most information available free of charge 24/7 for you to be able to actually use it properly. And it's another unique point that we only have. No one else has had taken the interest in investing in such a platform. As a platform that we're really proud of, and I personally thought of since 2013, 2014. And we started making it happen in 2015, and we worked on it, and we keep working on it pretty much every day. So it's getting larger and larger and larger and larger over time. and you can get trained yourself using, well, the BeautyTeck with for several treatments, from tattoo removal, eyelid tightening, and so on. And you can actually gain the experience, the reference experience that you want by watching the videos, because you actually see how the treatment was carried out. You can hear pretty much everything that was done, because now we've changed our policy to allow you to listen to whatever was said during the videos, during the treatments. And also you can watch and see the healing progression. Why is the BeautyTeck? So basically, the BeautyTeck is, with the online training platform, is a way to bypass all the pyramids schemes that have been made in order to sell these devices through distributors and so on. So we're going as direct as possible, to a certain extent, of course, as direct as possible, and we're able to provide with the latest technologies, which are not even quite simple at times. It's WhatsApp, really, and videos, training material, and so on. The best training and support that we can possibly provide. And whenever there's a question that's been asked, which is quite interesting, then we try to make new videos to cover them. And this keeps adding and adding and adding and adding and adding more. So this is just a very, very interesting comparison table. We've made it because we've had several people asking us, well, how does your device compare? So we thought initially not to say anything, but because it was amazing the number of people who kept asking the same question, we had to do it. So we made this comparison. So, and we're saying, once again, you don't need to take our word for it. Go and ask for this information to the relevant manufacturers, and you'll find that very likely, or distributors, very likely are very reluctant to ask you to answer these questions. Okay, Plexer device. How many power levels does it have? So number of power levels, 3. Jet plasma lift, multiple, but really not known. Nobody knows. Well, I wouldn't say nobody knows. We've asked that question, couldn't find the answer anyway. Plasma IQ, a device that was very, very short time, for a very, very short time, marketed in the UK, 2 power levels. Then we've got the Accor, 1 power level. You, again, go and ask the manufacturers. When we actually had people asking them, they say that they don't disclose this information as a trade secret. So basically, you get the information as soon as you buy it. It's so funny. And if you're actually talking about the BeautyTeck, then you've got 32 power levels. The lowest is the lowest there is on the market for the devices that we can compare them with. And the highest is far higher than any device that we could compare it with. Now, lowest power level exactly is the lowest of any device that we could compare it with. And then including the plasma IQ, which we actually had. We don't know about the jet plasma lift. This, again, is a mystery. They don't actually want to say anything. Highest power level, the same. Well, in the Accor device seems a bit higher, far higher. They only got one as higher power level than our lowest power level for sure. The highest power level blows any devices that we tried away. So it's so high power level that it goes through meat like butter. If you try the meat exercise, see whether I can actually go forward with this presentation. So the total weight of the device, I'm just going to go forward again. Plexer, 7 kilograms. They've got a Plexer Plus. I haven't actually weighed the device. If somebody wants to weigh the device and let us know, we're very interested to see what weight we're talking about. The jet plasma lift, who knows? The IQ is approximately 300, plasma IQ 300 grams, but again, this is obsolete. What we found in the market is that people come and go. And the reason why we're still here after we don't go, is because we've been growing, and we do it because we add more and more value through knowledge, through giving you really the best devices there are. And at the moment, the BeautyTeck is one of them. We're working on another device which is going to be very interesting. So this is why I'm saying may be irrelevant, because nobody sells. We cannot find anyone who sells any longer. And the BeautyTeck is 400 grams, including the battery charger. Then online training, full online training in our case. Then in any other, anyone else gives you training only done by the business associates. What do you call it? The Jet Plasma as well. And the Plasma IQ was actually charged £500 plus VAT, which were refundable if you bought their device. Power supply. The Plexa is very interesting. I mean, you've got this box. I'm not sure about the Plexa Plus, but I suspect it is the same. I suspect. Ask the questions to the manufacturers. This is what we're trying to say to people. You look at the market and whatnot, but go and ask before you buy about technical specifications. Go and ask this hard, because for many people who are actually giving you smoke screens and are not really providing you with much value, they've got two characteristics. They're quite unwilling to give you manuals, technical specifications, valuable information in advance. Obviously, they don't want to compare themselves with anyone, and if they try to do so, they're very vague. They're trying to say that their device is the only true plasma, whatever. And you're actually able to get it as soon as you start asking a few questions. And one of the question that we're asking you is just go and ask for the technical specifications. But for the old Plexa, very likely, I'd say very likely, go and ask the question, is the same for the Plexa Plus. Is basically you have the 7 kilogram box, which has got a battery, a big battery, which is the same sort of battery that you find in scooters. And you've got a PCB board, a PCB that basically what it does is a AC to DC converter, which recharges. Is a PCB board which is designed to recharge a battery, that motorbike battery, which is used for the ignition and to power up the normal motorbikes, that scooters and so on. Looks the exact same thing. If you open it, we've got the pictures of it. We haven't actually published them, but it's kind of interesting to publish it. Maybe we will, and to bust a few myths. And so basically, we've got the mains through a PCB that recharges that battery, and then that battery is attached to another PCB which recharges then the three hand pieces. And then therefore with this particular the Plexer, the Cube they called it, what you were able to do is just recharge the three hand pieces without having the Cube connected to the mains. It's because they were recharged through the motorbike battery, and then after a while the motorbike battery went flat, so you had to recharge anyway. But again, if you look at it from a technical point of view, you realize that there wasn't any added value on that. It's just a mere way to ask you for a lot of money for it, because it's something that's heavy, therefore it's they would ask you for a lot of money. Then another claim we watched in a video of a doctor who passed away and was a business associate, and then went to the fight with them, because very likely it wouldn't give him any commission anymore. That was a video made in 2016, late 2016. One of the claims was that this particular Plexer was, that box was designed to reset, recalibrate the hand pieces. We looked at it. we looked at the circuitry. We couldn't find any calibration circuitry, anything of the sort. So we found so many claims with the Plexer. Again, is one of the most amazing devices out there. Amazing because it lacks. I mean, when you look at it, really seems to be lacking in the true added value on the market, even in training. Because there's no online training or free training or available anywhere. And then if you ask questions, they ask you to go to their events, which is not happening in the UK as far as we know. We couldn't find any Plexer being sold anywhere any longer since I think over a year now. So again, it's something that actually teaches us that we've got to really add value to remain in the marketplace, and this is what we're doing every day. Then talking about the plasma lift device has got a connection to the outlet. The IQ, which is not there anymore, it has connection to the outlet, which recharges the embedded battery. And our device is completely battery powered. You can remove the batteries and charge them separately, so you're never going to run out of power. So as long as you have enough batteries and you keep them charged, so you can carry on and on and on and on with batteries. So look, then we've got battery types. In our case, so look, in the Plexer, you have to open the handpieces to look at the battery. Basically, if it goes down, you can only have it replaced by them, but then it's made in a way so it's not very easy to replace. Again, we have the devices, so we can prove it. Then we've got, yes, the jet plasma lift. It doesn't have any batteries, and what do you call it? I can't remember what this one was. The IQ, the plasma IQ had one battery was embedded, so you had to replace it yourself. You replace it using an authorized distributor or someone authorized. In terms of applications, Plexer is both aesthetic and medical applications. Jet plasma lift, aesthetic and certain medical applications. If you buy the medical version, which is the same as ours, not medical application in our case. Then the IQ, both aesthetic and medical applications, and the BeautyTeck, it's got the limitation of aesthetic only. But the point is that in the aesthetic industry, there's so much to do that is amazing. So that's the. Then talking about technical specifications. Plexer can't find it. Couldn't find it at the time that we've done this research. Please let us know if you know where they are online. Send us a link. The jet plasma lift, no way. Couldn't find it anywhere. IQ, the plasma IQ, couldn't find it either. We publish it online. You find it on the BeautyTeck.com website. Full technical specifications available. So once again, okay, let's talk about prices now. This can change. Go and ask the prices to their respective manufacturer. Now, the Plexer is going down in price as far as we know. At the beginning was marketed for up to 20,000. Now it's lower than that, maybe 7. Who knows? Certainly not in the UK. We cannot find anyone who sells the Plexer in the UK anymore. Again, due to very poor. In our case, the way we see it is market proposition, value proposition, and telling the truth to customers. Some dealings which we're not very comfortable with, and as we suspected, wouldn't actually lasted that long. The jet plasma lift seemed to go quite strong at the beginning, but then now we don't know whether they're even selling in the UK anymore. The IQ disappeared. And then in our case, we actually go for 5,000. We're now slightly lower than that, but we keep online higher prices than we normally sell them for anyway. Now, technical specifications, you find them online. Extremely compact, ultra fast microprocessor is something that I know about because I was there designing it. These are the dimensions, the weight. 32 selectable output per level. We just put 15 at the time, so this has been copied, but we haven't actually changed this. 32 once again. 4 special AAA 3.7 volt batteries. It's got digital display. Now look, nowadays these devices start to have a display. Don't take it for granted, because the first device didn't even have that, which was the Plexer. Battery level indicator, let's not take it for granted. For the first device that was absolutely amazing and worldwide patented and all that, didn't even have that. It had a LED light to say that maybe the power level was down. A power level indicator. Again, don't take this for granted either, because that even wasn't available before when we started doing this. So then we've got 4 LED light power levels, so you can change the power level of the lighting level of that device. The customer name could be displayed on the device. We haven't had many requests for that, so we're leaving it. So it's got our Araton logo in there. This has got sun in there. This is a picture that has been made by the designer of the casing when my uncle saw the casing, thought, you're making dildos now. And unfortunately, he passed away, I think 2 to 3 years ago, of cancer. But he sent me this, and he put Sunny because my name in Chinese is actually Sun. So that's why I put that there. But obviously it's got something else there. Now, the embedded firmware is updatable, but we haven't had any requests for that, so we'll leave it. Electrode, then the operational output is roughly 1 kilovolts. The main frequency the device operates at is 100 kilohertz. Please don't take these values for granted. People wouldn't publish this information anyway. We're the only one who do it. It's a handheld device. Power output from 1 watt to 4 watt approximate. This is an approximate value, because measuring these things are a very, very difficult task. So we suspect it's a fraction of a watt, but again, take it with a pinch of salt, because it's been making an accurate measurement of the power output is not something that is extremely easy to accomplish. It's got battery charger, which is not included with the device. Is a separate, and you can buy it yourself. The electrodes can be serialized using an appropriate autoclave, or you can buy them single-use sterile, whatever you like. And this is the picture, and this is the picture of when we started designing it, and this is the final product. Actually, this is a picture professionally taken of a prototype, one of the first prototypes, which reminds me of a few nightmares there, but yeah, something that we're really, really proud of. This was made using a 3D printer, this enclosure here, and it reminds me of many, many stories. But to give you, I mean, I just got to tell you this story. Was our first distributor in Germany who had this, and one of the business partners made a huge problem about this device, and called us lots of names and all that. And guess what? Is that that particular business partner of the distributors? There were two partners there. That particular one who made a lot of noise then went out. Well, was not doing this business anyway. So yeah, but that reminds me of a few nightmares myself, especially at the beginning, because it wasn't an easy way to. It wasn't easy for us to start this business. It's easy now because we're very worldwide recognized, and there's been a lot of recognition. There's a huge recognition of our brand now. More and more people are using it. We're publishing our new user list, which is growing and growing every day. Jeffrey is actually doing that job to publish a user list. It's taken him a bit of time. You can find all technical information in there, and then if you want to get trained online free of charge, it's BeautyTeck.com website. So we're gonna go. Any questions?
It's very interesting. Very interesting. I don't even know that it's possible so much. 15 power. Different 15 powers. I think that 2 to 3 is maximum. For me, it's really something totally new, because occasionally it's with 1 power only. Normally.
So can you? So what is the question? What are you trying to say? I'm trying to get there.
I have no question. I'm only surprised, positively surprised. But at the moment, I have no question.
Yes. Okay. The you can use 1 power level if you wish all along, or you can use level 15, or you can. But you have the option. It's like having a car which has got different gearbox, well, 6 gearboxes. Would you like 6 gears? Would you like to have 3 gears or 6? Mostly on combustion engines, you'd like to have as many gears as possible. If you have sports cars, then you've got even more gears. So that, because that allows you to have more control over how you're using the device.
Yeah.
If you want to use 1 power level, nobody stops you from using one. As I understand, it can be very confusing at the beginning, but when you have it, then you don't want to go back to 1 or 2 or 3, because you realize that having several power levels it makes your life much easier.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
And in the beginning of the 2019, you will get another one, a new.
We're working on it. Yes, we are working on the new device. We would like to have it now. The thing is, at the moment, because I'm the one who's in charge of the design of the device. At the moment, I'm not there all the time overlooking the design. It's been on a hold. That doesn't mean that we've made the investment. So we started the design. Hopefully, it's going to start in we have it ready next year. We cannot tell that for sure. Hopefully so. But we're going to have a new device which is going to have variable frequency, variable power level. You can set the temporized arcing. You're going to have so many new features. Is amazing. I mean, it's just the top. It's going to be the top. I wouldn't even call it the Maserati. It's not even maybe the Lamborghini of the plasma devices. It's a device that if you really want to have the best, you have the best. And you can only come to us. That is the purpose of the new device, and allows you many things that are not possible with other devices. But we're going to go into building that information for the new device in hopefully in a few months, as soon as we start, we continue in the process of designing it. Because as we continue it, then my job is going to be to put information out there, explaining to people how this new device is going to work. So by the time we have it ready to launch it, all the information, or most of the information, is going to be available, and so people can go and purchase the device or hire it, whatever, immediately with the full information available.
The price much higher?
Oh yes, it's going to be in the region of 9 to 10,000 euros minimum.
Okay.
It's going to be, if you want to have cheap devices, we will provide them, and then basically the point on, we have made the decision to focus on these devices. So if you want to get plasma devices for aesthetic purposes and you have a business, if you're coming to Areton, you're able to get from the cheapest devices, middle range, to the most expensive, with loads of options available. So you can get the full range. You can get, you choose, you get it. And if you want to have the full range, you can only come to us. Whereas other companies, they provide training and they always try to sell one device only. We don't. We give you the free training. We give you free information. If you then want to buy a device, you can buy from us. If you buy from us, then you have the full option, from the cheapest to the most expensive, the most sophisticated, from the simplest to the most sophisticated. But certainly the price is going to be competitive. We still have to make money, because we need to pay our expenses, and we're taking on more and more people now, so we have to pay salaries now, which is kind of nice. So we have to sustain our business one way or another. So, but that's the way we're heading, and we're keeping focusing on plasma for aesthetic purposes.
Thank you.
Any questions?
No, thank you.